What's up, everyone? We're back at it again today. I know I've been kind of absent on getting videos up, but I kind of just want to use today to go through some of these projects and show you guys some of the stuff we've got going on around the shop today. And realistically, we have a pretty good jump on winter, making it through winter with the projects we've got right now. Obviously, we'll be getting a bunch more in, but got some pretty big ones. Some of them are mine, some of them are customers. And I'm just kind of use today to go around and show you guys the different cars and different stuff we've got going on and what we're going to be doing with them and what's going to happen and timeline and just everything. Kind of just talk about all the different stuff we've got going on. So I'll start. We're going to start out with the Rocket Wagon. Here it is, guys. Rocket Wagon. You guys know it. You guys love it. I've been showing it to you guys on the channel, and we're going to kind of talk about what's going on with this car. So currently we got the heads sent out to California, and actually, I just picked up a 6-speed swap for this car yesterday, and we're actually going to be doing a full STI swap on this car. So it'll be a 6-speed swap with an R180 diff. I got some other parts and pieces to be able to retain the factory WRX, the CV joints and CV axles and everything. And so pretty much we got a pretty good jump on this thing and just kind of waiting on parts right now. I've still been working on it all the time, and we're going to really start pumping out some content on this one. It's just been so busy the last few days trying to get customer projects in order. Stuff's been selling out of stock, so I've been trying to get all these other projects, get parts ordered and get stuff coming just so we can have parts here when we're ready to start working on those cars. So yeah, 2002 WRX, it's a wagon, amazing paint. Just a really sweet car. We're going to be shooting for 450 wheel horsepower with this car. We'll see where we end up with, but that's what we're going for, and you guys know it. You guys love it, and hopefully we can get some more content on it soon. So I'm going to step outside, and I'll kind of show you guys some of that stuff. Here's the super cluttered shop that I'll show you guys some of this stuff and why the shop is so cluttered in here right now. It's driving me absolutely nuts. All right, here it is, guys. Here's the car I picked up yesterday to rip the 6-speed and the R180 out of. That'll be going in the Rocket Wagon. It's pretty rough around the edges, but the bones are really good on this one. I actually ended up buying the chassis for myself. I have a ton of more parts for it that came with it. But so this will be my next big project for myself, and you guys will definitely be seeing this one on the channel. A realistic timeline's probably in the next 6 months or so. We'll start working on this. Maybe it'll be longer, but this is going to be one that I'm going to want to really tear down and make everything perfect on it. The big selling point on this car for me was the fact that it has next to no actual structural rust. There's some surface rust on stuff, and by no means is it perfect, but it's a 7 out of 10 as far as rust goes. And in Wisconsin, it's pretty hard to find anything this vintage that has that kind of rust, especially for what I paid for it. There's no motor. Interior stripped completely out of it. I have most of it, but yeah, pretty much this one's going to be complete gut and start over and just make everything very legit on it. I have plans of wanting to do a big roll cage in it and really make a sweet street car out of it. Here, let me see if I can show you guys. That is the worst of the rust on the whole car. So as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty clean. You know, body work here and there, paint, the whole car will get repainted, and, you know, big dreams for this one. And realistically, it is just that, they're dreams. I don't know if this will ever actually happen in the time frame I'm looking at, but it's one of those things that when I do have it happen, I want it to be proper. I want it to be right. I'll step over to this is my 2002 WRX. Put a ton of time and money into this one in the last year. This was a really clapped out rust bucket that I bought for $900 to start with. It had it was a good running car, and well, it wasn't running when I picked it up, needed an alternator, got it running, and then kind of just snowballed from there. You know, it's not super clean or anything, but this winter we'll be doing a ton of work on this thing to get it ready to go to all the shows next year and kind of do some more advertising for my business. The big one here with this car is this is my dream Subaru. Absolutely dream car right here. I've always wanted one. I've always just desired to have one, and it's kind of just been one of those things that I just never bought one. And then I got into Subarus as big as I am, and here we are. Got my car. full STI interior in this thing. It's not clean. Sorry, it's dirty right now, but last time I drove it, it ruptured a coolant hose, and here it is, you know, waiting for the parts to come in. The next one here, it's actually my dad's Baja. Bought it with a blown up motor. Needs a ton of work, but the bones are good on this one too. Pretty minimal rust for being a Baja. And if you guys don't know the Bajas, these things rot out really bad on what's called the dog bone in the rear wheel. And this one definitely has some rust, but not a ton. And I have a parts car that we can cut parts off of and make it nice again. I don't think my dad really realizes how extensive this project's going to turn into. But yeah, I've kind of fully decided to just build this car at this point and make it a really fun, really cool. We'll probably lift it. I got some lift blocks and stuff. We'll probably do some lift and just make it a fun driver. Walking over here. Here's one of my favorite ones. This is another Hawkeye Sti. This is my customer's car, and we're going for 600 horsepower with this one, guys. This is the first time I'm talking about it, but we've been just spending money buying parts, and it's been here since Saturday. So I've had it for a few days now, and it's going to be probably a month or so before I'm working on it. But this thing only has, I think he said 90,000 miles. And this is kind of an interesting one just because he really got screwed on this 6 years ago. He was living in North Carolina at the time and blew up the motor that was in it, and was having a shop build him a motor and get all the parts together. And more or less the shop took advantage of the situation, stole all of his parts, kept everything. And here he is with a car with huge debt against the car, and not necessarily loan or anything, but just has stuck a bunch of money into it, and he kind of got screwed on that deal. So I'm going to try to do what I can to help him out, and it's going to be a big rotated setup with an IAG closed deck block, and it's going to be a really good one. Lots and lots of detail on this. We're going to be painting the engine bay and doing a ton of stuff. The next car over here, and disregard some of the stuff in the background here. It's a little bit of a mess, but this is an 04 Wrx wagon. I got this in and it was burnt, so I had to go through and replace all the wiring harness, and turbo was junk, turbo inlet, and pretty much everything on the top of the motor was junk. We got down to the end where I got it running, and more or less kind of just ran out of funds, just waiting a little bit, and we're gonna have to do some compression testing, figure out where we got an issue with one of the cylinders, either losing compression or being dead in general. But this will be another pretty cool car that by the time we're done with it, this is just absolutely just phase one on this car. Next car, also an 04 Wrx wagon. This is I guess friend of the family's car, and cylinder 2 lost compression, and it's been here for a little bit, and we're just waiting to get rolling on it, and got a motor sitting in there for it, and all the parts kind of pieced together for it. And it's a pretty cool car, NVIDIA exhaust, external wastegate, force performance turbo, nothing crazy, but pretty cool car. The next vehicle here, this was a buddy of mine's car, another 2007 actually, Outback XT. And this one is a rare car. It's not super clean, but it's a pretty clean car. And this one's actually going to be built, and I'm going to keep this one. Actually, better yet, I'm going to be giving it to my girlfriend when I get it done. It's just a nice little winter car that it's got super clean interior. Nice black leather, no rips, no tears, nothing. It's got the big sunroof on it. And another pretty rare thing this car has, it's a manual Outback XT, which is rare in itself. And it also has SI drive, which is like what the STIs would have. So that's a pretty cool thing, because I've only ever seen one other Outback XT that has the SI drive. And yeah, it's just a cool car, nothing super special about it other than those details, which make it rare. And the reason I ended up with it is my buddy that had it, he ran it out of coolant, blew it up, and I had another buddy that bought it, and then he pulled some parts off that he wanted, and then I bought the shell the way it is. It needs pretty much just a motor. Needs a motor stuck in it, and that'll be something that we'll be doing this winter, going through it and doing a bunch of other little things on it, making it back to the super cool car it used to be. When I first met, his name's Kale, my buddy. When I first met him, this was the car he had, and he was building it, and I actually had to weld some TGVs up for him, and that's how I met him. But yeah, pretty cool car. And then as far as this thing is absolutely nothing to look at, but little parts car. This is where we're going to be getting some of the parts for the Baja. And yeah, that's kind of what we got going on right now. There's a ton of projects, and a couple of these ones being really cool big ones, you know, the Rocket Wagon. And we haven't gave the Black Hawkeye a nickname yet, so if you guys got any ideas, drop in the comments. But yeah, kind of just going from here, and we'll be getting a bunch more parts ordered. And yeah, there's the work truck over there looking all nostalgic and amazing. But yeah, so this is kind of what we got going on. Hopefully I can start pumping out some more content for you guys. I'm going to be pulling the 6-speed out of the, I guess, tan Hawkeye I picked up yesterday. And 6-speed R180 and the drive shaft will be coming out and going in the Rocket Wagon. Yeah, it's looking like a good time. Anyways, this is where I'm going to end this video. Just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about some of the projects we're going to have going forward. I'm telling you guys, it's only going to get better from here. All these projects are really going to be one of those things that kind of snowball and really turn into cool stuff. And a lot of the ones that I own, I'm going to make certain that they are content cars that will the 100% be documented, and everything will be shown on those ones, good, bad, or ugly. You're going to see it. And really, I'm going to be doing that with all these cars. You know, this is that Hawkeye. You can see it's gutted. It is gutted. And I got most of the interior. I didn't get passenger seat, rear seats, door cards that are in there are not the STI door cards, and the carpet are the main ones that I did not get. But I'm pretty pumped for it. Hawkeyes are my favorite. Bug eyes are my real favorite, but Hawkeyes are my second favorite. One of them they're my favorite because of how old they look, and one of them they're my favorite because they look nice and new, and what many people that are in the Subaru community would call a golden child. So anyways, guys, I just kind of wanted to take some time and show you guys this stuff today, and hopefully it sparks some interest and you guys will be looking forward to some content. If there's anything you guys specifically ever want to see on this channel, reach out to me. I do Subaru stuff every single day. That's all I do is Subarus. And yeah, I'm absolutely game to show different stuff if you guys are looking for tutorials or whatever. I know there's not a huge following on the channel right now, but I'm hoping we can keep pumping that up, and yeah, just keep shooting for, I guess, having a channel where there's a lot of stuff going on all the time, and I can show you a lot of really cool big Subaru builds. And you know, there's a lot of 600 horsepower Subaru builds on the internet, but they don't show you a lot of the details and a lot of the kind of stuff that I'm trying to show, where you guys can see the whole project start to finish. And it's really a cool thing for the customers, because the customers can also see, hey, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, where's my car at right now, what's the status on the project. So that's kind of what this is. And you know, earlier I talked about that shop clutter. I'll show you guys this quick before I end this video, but we're making an addition over here. We're kind of just adding on and getting ready to, at this point, we're waiting for our steel to come in for the roof, and then we'll be throwing the roof up on this thing. And yeah, just have a bunch more space under here to be able to keep some of these cars inside and not be worried about them, I guess, being sitting out in the snow all winter. It's Wisconsin here, obviously, and really it's just one of those things that really sucks, having to have cars that sit outside and get covered in snow, and you drag them to the shop and you carry 5 gallons of water with them. So yeah, really looking forward to getting this thing done and getting the roof on it this weekend, and be able to have somewhere to park these cars. And by next year, I'll have that all poured with concrete and truthfully be added onto the shop. Right now, it's just going to be a separate little lean-to, I guess, and we'll be just using it for storage. Like I said, it's cold storage at this point. But yeah, well, guys, subscribe to the channel, and you guys can see some of this really cool stuff going on in the future and going forward from here. All right, thanks, guys. Subscribe.